the tower. Every 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
No, we're just not gonna do that. Okay. We're not gonna have music because it always gets copyrighted, and I don't want copyright on this video because this is in place of gonna be, hold on. Welcome, guys. I am getting over sicky, so bear with me. Bear with me. One second. Okay. Let's get our chat out and... Okay. All right. Well, hello, welcome, guys. It's good to see everybody. I went to Star Trek Las Vegas, as you guys know, and it was really awesome. And I meant to make a vlog like I did with the Rush concert that some of you guys might have seen, but unfortunately, we didn't really get much footage because Husbando got sick. We had to leave early. And so instead of that, we have this live stream, and I'll just tell you guys as much as I can remember and remember to say. And you guys can ask some questions, and yeah. So first, let's see who's coming in to say hello. Hi, I stand correct. And Max, Ned, Thomas, Acclamato, Methos, Dave, Kevin, Neelix, Ads, William, Going Loco, James Evans. Hopefully I'm on the right channel. I'm live on the React channel, right? I had some problems getting it switched over to go live on this channel. Green Jeep, Philip, Husker, Ads, James, JFC, Gray Invader, Troy. Hi, Troy. Good to see you. I met Troy at the con. Hi, Devlin. Raven. Glad you could make it. Deductive. And Charles. Keenan. Hello. Teddy. Thomas. Okay. And yeah, more people are going to be coming in. Hi, Trek Girl. So anyways, Bunny, I really hope you talked Josh and Alex into watching Star Trek Continues. We talked a little bit about it. Hi, Miller Joel. But I wasn't trying to talk them into doing anything. I was just happy that they gave me any time of day, you know? Hey, MJD. So, how did it come to be that I came to do this panel at the Star Trek convention and going to the Star Trek convention? Hi, user PW. I was invited to be on a podcast with the Inglorious Treksperts, Darren and Mark and Ashley, and I did a podcast episode with them, which a lot of you guys probably saw, And then after we recorded that episode, they asked me if I wanted to be on the panel. And in my mind, I was like, oh, fuck no. I like, there's no way. Oh, hi, Badger. It was good to meet you. We didn't get a picture together, I don't think, Badger. I wanted to get pictures with everybody. So maybe next time. Oh, what was I saying? Hi, Starfield. You love the Babylon 5 reacts? Thank you. Thank you. Very glad. Very glad. So they asked me to be on it. And I always thought to myself, because I went to conventions for like anime. I went to TwitchCon, the first couple TwitchCons, which is like the gaming live streaming website that I've been streaming on for a long time. And I would see these people get up on stage and talk, and I'm like, those idiots, why would they do that? That's so scary. Not really like thinking they're idiots, but like I never thought I would do something like that. But they asked me, and they were like, we'll pay for your tickets, you and whoever of your family. And I was like, well, this is really a nice offer, and I would just feel bad saying no. So I said yes. And then I stressed about it for the next 6 months or whatever. So Husbando and I left on Thursday morning at 7:30. We drove through Yosemite, which is the long way. It's the scenic route. But he drives to Las Vegas. He's driven there a few times because he has work conferences there sometimes. And he's always said, you gotta, I want to take you someday. So we finally went together, and he always drives the long way to get there and then the shorter way to get back. So he's like, we're going to drive through Yosemite. And I had never driven through Yosemite, and it was really beautiful. And it was really cool. But also we lost our, there was no signal for a lot of the drive up there, obviously, because we're up in the mountains. And he missed a turn, so we got a little bit lost. We got a bit turned around. And it added like an hour to our drive time. So we didn't get there until 6 p.m. We arrived at the hotel, the Rio, which is where the convention was at. And the Josh and Alex from the target audience were also on the panel with me, and Ellie Little Child, who's, oh gosh, I don't remember what channel she's from, but it's a channel that I'd never heard of before, because they don't do reactions per se, but they do like a lot of Star Trek, Doctor Who content. Obviously, wouldn't be on that channel myself because there would be spoilers, but she was on the panel with us as well. They and the two hosts of the panel, Scott and Cam, who we talked to previously on a Zoom call with, I talked to them with Josh and Alex, and that's where Josh was telling them, like, we're kind of explaining what we do as reactors and how we really don't want spoilers. So they made sure that there would be no questions or anything specific to anything that would be spoilers for us. So no spoilers on the panel. A lot of people were worried about that I was going to get spoiled on the panel, but that definitely wasn't the case. And they were doing a meetup on Thursday, and I really wanted to go meet up with everybody. And the two hosts were going to show them around the convention hall and show them where to go and stuff. And so I missed that, and I was really sad, but we didn't get there until like 6 p.m. And then that was pretty much the first day. We just got to our hotel. It took us a long time to drive out there. And then on Friday was the first day of the convention for me. I think they had some stuff going on Thursday too, but I don't know. Luckily, the panel was early in the morning. It was at 10 a.m. It was like the first panel of the day. And so I was really happy that I would be able to get it over with, and then I would be able to enjoy the convention without stressing about that I would make a complete fool of myself up on stage. I was glad to know that I wasn't the only one that was nervous, even though Alex and Josh of the target audience have also been on a panel before, which I don't know too much about, but I know they've done it before. So I looked over at Josh and Alex and I'm like, "Are you guys nervous?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "But you've done this before." They're like, "Yeah, but we're still nervous." So I was like, "Okay." I'm not the only one. That made me feel better. And I told Josh and Alex, I'm like, "I love your guys' channel." I was a little bit starstruck, not gonna lie, because I told them, "You guys are pretty much the only reaction channel I watch, because I don't have a lot of time to watch stuff like that, because I'm usually working on my own stuff and editing." And so when I first started the Star Trek reactions, you guys in the comments of my the original series days would tell me like, "Oh, you got to check out the target audience. They do reactions too, and they watched the original series as well." So I checked out their channel, and I've just been kind of following along their journey along with where I'm at. And I pretty much said, "Okay, this is pretty much all I need for reactions. I'm just going to watch this channel, and that's going to be it." And I love it. And so it's like, "Yeah, I'm a fan of your guys' channel." And then before I went up on stage, I found a couple people who recognized me from the audience of my videos, but we'll talk about that later. The panel, it was fine. It was scary, but I got through it. There was only one question where I was like, I didn't know how to answer it. So I was like, "Can I just pass on this question?" But everything else was fine. They kind of gave an outline of some questions they might ask. And so I had some things kind of prepared to talk about. And I think it went okay. And I've heard that there's going to be I heard that there's going to be a video of that panel uploaded somewhere. I don't know if it's been uploaded or not, but if you guys ever see it, let me know. So hopefully there will be a video of the panel that goes up probably like on the Inglorious Trexperts page or something like that. And then somebody just asked right now, did I get to avoid spoilers? Yeah, I didn't see any spoilers. I don't know what you guys were so worried about. People were like, "You're going to get spoiled. There's going to be spoilers at every corner." I didn't see anything, but to be fair, I had to leave early. We only were really there for one day. But the panel was good. I survived. I think I did okay. Badger was there. He says the panel was over so fast, too fast. They didn't have time for questions from the audience. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be an hour long. So after, like, I want to say 40 something minutes, they opened up questions to the audience. And one viewer here asked a question that I got to answer, and I got to talk about how Star Trek the original series Metamorphosis made me cry for various reasons, because he asked K1 Productions here asked like which episode made me cry the most or something. That was the first one that came to my mind. There's been a lot, as you guys know. And then Alex was sitting next to me, and so he was going to talk about his episode, and then they were like, "Oh, we're getting a notice that we're out of time, so we got to stop." And he was like, "But I wanted to talk about the bonding." Because apparently Josh and Alex really love the bonding. I haven't seen their reaction to it yet, but the bonding from Star Trek The Next Generation. But they hurried us off, and that was it. It was only like 45 minutes. So it was good. Would I do it again? I don't know, maybe. The convention itself was in the Rio Hotel. It was smaller than I expected. It was smaller than I thought it was going to be, because the conventions that I've been to before have been huge. I've been to anime conventions, I've been to TwitchCon, so like big streamer convention, and I've been to like local Comic-Con kind of thing. And those are like in a whole stadium or whatever. They rent out the whole damn place. Huge venue. And this was just on like the first floor of the hotel, and it was a lot smaller than I thought it would be. Convention centers tend to be bigger than hotel convention spaces. Yeah, they sold out. Well, I feel like Star Trek needs a bigger place. Because what are they doing? Putting a Star Trek convention in such a small little place. But it was really cool. So the first day, aside from doing the panel, right after the panel, I was signed up to do an autograph signing. And Husbando got his coworker to help print out some photos for me to sign. We got pens. He made these little Magic the Gathering style like proxy cards, put me on there. And so I went over to find where I was supposed to do the autograph signing, and at the Trexperts area that they had, they just had this small little area, and Josh and Alex go back behind the counter and everything, and they're setting up their stuff, and I'm like, there's no space for me. Like, I'm just looking at there like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And they overbooked it, so there was no space for me. So I'm kind of, Husbando and I are kind of standing there looking around like, what do we do? Because people were saying they wanted my autograph. That I met a couple people before, and they're like, I'll see you at the autograph booth. And I didn't have a booth. So I heard some people behind me talking, and I heard them say Bunny Tails, Bunny Tails. So I looked behind, and they're like, are you Bunny Tails? And I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to be. And they had Trexperts t-shirts on. So I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to be doing an autograph, but I don't see any room. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. And they're like, yeah, let me try to figure it out. So this guy says, well, I'm going to get you a spot. And so he took me around the corner to the other side and to a booth that wasn't occupied currently. And nobody could find me. Like a couple people found me, but nobody could find me because I was not where I was supposed to be. And so I did like one autograph at the booth, and I did a bunch more like just out and about as I found people. So that was kind of frustrating, but it's okay. I don't know if I would have gotten many more people coming up, but there were people who I found afterwards. They're like, I tried to find your you at the autograph booth and I couldn't find you. And I'm like, yeah, I was on the other side of the wall, not where, you know, where I was supposed to be. And I was only there for only had an hour. By the time I got sat down, there was probably like 30 minutes left. So yeah, not really sure. Is that why I left early? Oh, no. Badger, you were looking for me. You were 6 weeks on a brand new knee and 10K steps a day, so you're kind of done wandering the room. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I have a bunch of pictures left over, so I might try to send them out to, like, patrons or, I don't know. We printed out all these pictures, and maybe I signed maybe like 10 or so. But anyways, so that was the signing. It was kind of a flop, but I did see Harry there, who I saw previously. Before the panel, he found me, and he gave me a gift. He gave me a blanket. So, 60th anniversary. This is really cool. I'm guessing he got it at the convention. I don't know. There it is. Okay, it's kind of hard to show you guys. But anyways, it basically has the TOS and TNG cast. So it's perfect cuz no spoilers for me. Hi, Kenneth. You were the first to recognize me and the first to get my autograph, so your place in bunny history is cemented. Yes. It was really crazy. I was walking around and trying to figure out where to go for the panel. Oh, Zanzibar, thank you for the $10. How dare they leave the bunny boothless? Sounds like you're feeling better at least. Yeah, I'm coming around. Oh, there's Harry. I was just showing them your blanket that you got for me, Harry. It's so soft. I love it. I'm sorry again about the lack of music, guys. I always get copyright when I do music on these things. And I'm still recovering. Still recovering from being sick, but we'll get to that later. Hey Joel, how did the panel go with target audience and Ellie? Hopefully you didn't get spoiled. The panel went fine. We all did a good job, I would say. And I saw no spoilers. The most dangerous place for me to be with regards to spoilers is my own comment section. That's the I mean the convention was perfectly fine. I didn't see any spoilers. Adam, thank you for the membership. Thanks for doing this live stream for us who weren't able to be there. I wish you guys could have been there. I really wish you all could have been there. But I spent pretty much the whole time I was there walking around and meeting people from my audience. So that was basically the thing that I was most excited about, was meeting you guys. And I did meet quite a few people. I did make a post earlier this morning with all the pictures that I took with people. And I'll get to meeting John Delancey in a second. Any Star Trek celebrities there? There were so many people there, but I didn't see too many of them in person. But it's the 60th anniversary, so so many people were there. So many people were there. And just bear with me. What do we want to talk about next? Oh, it was crazy walking around, and I would see either people would come up to me, or I'd see them like looking at me, like they recognized me, but they weren't sure, and it was just really weird to walk around outside in a busy place like that, and people come up to me because they know me from my channel. But it was really cool. Like, so many people came up to me like, do you have a YouTube channel? Yes. Are you Bunny Tails? Yes. And it was so cool. It was so awesome. Hi, CJ. That would be you if you ever saw a YouTuber in the wild. And I'm just so upset that I didn't get to stay for longer, and I could have met more people. I could have met more people. And then Husbando and I went back to the room for a bit so we could rest up a bit. And I changed my clothes a little bit because my stockings that I had were just not very comfortable. So I changed into something else a little bit. And then we went back out there. We went back out to the place with the autographs and stuff. And we were just looking around. And I wanted to go to the George Takei panel. Ugh. I'm being attacked right now. Balerian. Dondarian. Thank you for the $50. So sorry about the unfortunate events. I just want to let you know that I've always been a Wesley, Will Wheaton, and Tasha Yar fan as well. So don't let the haters give you grief. We all attach ourselves to whomever we want. Thank you. Thank you. Speaking of Will Wheaton, I think he's going to be involved in this is kind of off subject, but Felicia Day is and the gang from the Guild. Some of you guys probably know the Guild. Old web show ran by Felicia Day, and Will Wheaton was in like some of the episodes. And they're doing a movie. They're fundraising for a movie. Actually, last night I just signed up for their Kickstarter for that. So I think he's going to be in that movie. I'm not sure, but probably. Anyways, the Guild was one of your favorites. Yeah, the Guild was great. The Guild is great. But we were kind of like trying to keep ourselves busy until the panel that George Takei was going to be on. And Walter Koenig was supposed to be on the panel with him, but Walter couldn't make it. So it was just George. But we were trying to figure out what to do until then, because it was at 4 p.m. And we kept walking past this autograph booth where John Delancey was just sitting there, and he was next to, if you guys saw the picture that I posted of me and him, next to his booth was Denise Crosby and Michael Dorn, but I didn't see them when I was there. They weren't at the booths, so people would come and go from their booths, they had like certain times that they were going to be there, and I never saw them. Never saw them. James Crowley, is that his name? He had a booth. There were a bunch of booths, but I didn't see a lot of people like physically at their booth a lot. But I walked past John Delancey's booth like 3 times, and I was like, I don't really care about autographs. I don't really care about getting pictures with celebrities. And I just went into the convention thinking I'm not going to do any of that. Plus, like, James Cromwell, yes, thank you. Crowley. Mr. Crowley. But I had no intention. But I just kept seeing him there, and he looked so sweet and approachable and nice. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm scared. I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna get a picture, and I'm gonna get an autograph. I'm gonna do it. John Delancey seems like a really, really nice guy. He seems like a really, really sweet guy, and like I know he voiced Discord in My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and also did like a documentary about bronies, which I haven't watched yet, but I just feel like he's seems so down to earth for doing that. So I'm like, I'm gonna go down there. And there were a couple people in line, and somebody was like, oh, it's cash only, and we didn't have enough cash. So we went to go find an ATM. We got the cash. We came back, and he was gone. And the lady that was there with him, I don't know who she was, but she was so sweet. And I said, we went to get cash, and now he's gone. And she's like, yeah, he's on a break. He's on like a 10-minute break. So I said, well, how long is he going to be here for? Because I want to catch George Takei's panel. It's going to be in like 15 minutes. And she said, well, if you wait and get the autograph, you might miss the panel. So you might want to go to the panel. And I said, you know what? I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here because I think saying hi to somebody is better than going to a panel. And so Husbando and I went to look around for a little bit because she said he'd be back in like 10 minutes. And Husbando was looking at some D20s for Magic the Gathering, looking at some dies that some guy was selling. He handmade them. And somebody came and I met so many people from the audience. I met so many people, and I met Harry and Ken and Steven and Cecilia and Paige and Rex and Daniel, and then there's Fist Bump Guy. I don't know who he was. He never gave me a name, and I was like kind of like stressing out about, I was about to go ask John Delancey for an autograph, so I didn't really. He said what he needed to say. He gave me a fist bump and he walked away. So whoever Fist Bump Guy is, I didn't get your name. I didn't get a picture with you, but thanks for coming up to me. If you're Fist Bump Guy, let me know. And then we went back over there, and I picked out a picture for John Delancey to sign. And it was from Star Trek Continues, when he was on Star Trek Continues. I didn't even realize that was what it was. I just picked the picture that showed like his face the best. And I paid for the $100 to get the autograph and a picture, the selfie with him. So we took the picture. He sat down. Not Fish Bump Guy, Fist Bump Guy, Fist Bump. So he sat down, he starts signing the thing, to April, to me, and I didn't say anything. And he goes, "So, April, what do you do?" And I kind of said a bunch of stuff. I was like, I have a YouTube channel. I'm watching Star Trek for the first time. I love you as Q. I also know you as Discord. And I'm kind of paraphrasing, but I was just like, blah, 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 blah. I must have looked like an idiot because I was so nervous. And then I said, thank you for being here and doing this. And then I walked away. Hey, Panopticorn. Welcome in. Welcome to here. So I think what I learned is next time I'll have a question maybe so that they can say something, because I walked away and I was like, he didn't really say anything to me. Like, he didn't really say much. And then after reflecting on it a little bit, I was like, well, I probably didn't really give him a chance. So I think it was my fault. But it was really cool. I did a lot of things that I always thought I would be too scared to do. So yes. Harry, thank you for the $10. How many autographs did you give away for free? Less than 10, but more than 7. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't charging. I didn't want to charge for them. Slim, thank you for the $5. I mean, John was nervous to meet you. Why would he be? He doesn't know who I am. He's never heard of me. And he's probably forgotten all about me. But I'm proud of myself anyways. Hey, Coltar, I met John Delancey many times when I was younger before he had the gray hair. Fun guy, very eloquent. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad I did it. Next time I'll do better. I could have asked him something like, I could have told him about, I wasn't even thinking about Star Trek Continues when I went up there. But I could have asked him like how he got on to be on Star Trek Continues. And could have said that I interviewed Vic Mignogna and all that stuff, but I wasn't thinking about it at the time. But anyways, moving on from that. After we did the failed autograph signings, I was like getting kicked out of the booth that I wasn't supposed to be at in the first place, because the people who were supposed to be in that spot were coming back from a panel. And I went over to where Josh and Alex were. I didn't get their autograph or anything. They were done with their signings as well. But I got a picture with them, and I asked them if they wanted to go have dinner with us later. And they said, yeah, that would be cool. So we met with them for dinner later that evening. And aside from meeting all of you guys that I met, having dinner with Josh and Alex and Haley was my other highlight of the trip. That was so fun. We got to talk about all the things about Star Trek and reactions and editing, copyright, all the behind the scenes stuff that we have to deal with all the time. And it was really, really awesome. They were so nice. They were so easy to talk to. Haley was really awesome. and the food was really good. And apparently, oh gosh, what's his name? Oh my gosh, why can't I think of it? The guy that oh gosh, he did the Hulk, and he was in Star Trek Continues. He was the Hulk, and he was in Star Trek Continues. What was his name? I'm blanking on it right now. I am totally blank. Lou Ferrigno. Thank you. Apparently he was sitting right behind me at the restaurant. Because it was either Josh or Alex was like, that's Lou Ferrigno right behind you. And I'm like, really? But I didn't turn around because I didn't want to be like, you know, one of those people that's like, wanted to let him just enjoy his dinner, but apparently he was sitting right behind me. So that was really awesome. And what else? He's deaf? I didn't know that. I think if Michael Forrest was there, I might have got a I might have went to get an autograph from him, but he couldn't make it either. I think that's his name. The guy who plays Apollo in Star Trek the original series and also reprised his role in Star Trek Continues. He wasn't there. He was supposed to be there. Did I get a glimpse of other actors? No. I didn't really glimpse anybody. But I did get to George Takei's panel. That was really good. I loved the story that he told about how he kind of met Walter Koenig and how he was so ready to hate this guy who took all his lines that were written specifically for him. But George was doing the Green Berets, went over went overtime for the filming, so he missed some of Star Trek, right? And so Chekhov got a lot of his lines, and then he was like so ready to be like hate this guy who was taking all his lines that Gene Roddenberry wrote specifically for Takei. And when he finally came back, he was also like realized that this guy had used his dressing room because he they didn't have enough dressing rooms. So he was like so ready to hate Walter Koenig. And then he finally met Walter Koenig, and he said that that guy was so upset because of the wig that they put on him. And he looked so sad and pathetic that I couldn't bring myself to say anything, like to be angry at him. And then they ended up being really great friends. And I can't tell the story as good as he can, but that was a really great story. Balerian, thank you for the $20. I first knew John Delancey as part of a comedic couple on Days of Our Lives in the mid-'80s. I'd also like to recommend that Will and Felicia were the creators of the show Tabletop on YouTube, and that was fantastic. I haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. But thank you, Valerian. Thank you. So the next day, we woke up and we're ready for day 2 of the convention on Saturday. And Husbando says, I feel like I'm getting sick. So we went down and we were trying to find more people to talk to. And I was trying to get in touch with some people who wanted autograph that didn't get an autograph before and things like that. Take pictures with people that we didn't get a chance to take pictures with. And I'm trying to talk to like all these different people through email and stuff. Like, where are you? Where can we meet up and stuff like that? Husbando went back to the hotel room because he just really wasn't feeling good. So I was on my own down there for a little bit. I got to say goodbye to a few people, and then we left because he was like, I want to leave, today before I start feeling worse, because he has to drive. So that was pretty much the end of it, and I was really sad. I was really sad that we couldn't spend more time and see more things and meet more people and spend more time with more people. We were supposed to have dinner with one of the two of the viewers of the audience, Stephen and Cecilia. We were supposed to have dinner with them, but we couldn't do that. So we drove back, and it was 118 degrees outside. So we had the windows up and the AC on. And I think that's when I caught whatever Husbando had. I think that's when I caught it. So he was really sick. On Monday, I was really sick. And we're still kind of recovering from that. So that was pretty much it. Long story short, that was pretty much it. So we're both still feeling a little bit like, I don't know. I took a COVID test just to see. And it came out negative, but whatever we got, a flu, a cold, something like that, really just knocked us out. So, yeah. It was really disappointing. So I want to go back to another Star Trek convention. Did I meet Gates McFadden? No, I didn't even see her. We had to leave. We didn't really get to do much. But we did the most important part. We did the panel. I got to meet some of you guys, and I got to meet Josh and Alex, and I got to hang out with them for dinner, and Haley. And intestinal no, just headache, coughing. Should have taken a COVID-19 test. Yeah. What about a Star Trek cruise? I don't know if I'd want to go on a cruise. I've heard horror stories about cruises. TC's Collectibles. You're guessing that the panel with the reactors was recorded and will be on YouTube soon. That's what I heard, but I'm not really sure where or when that's happening. A cruise would be the worst place to get sick. Yeah, no, I want to go back to Star Trek Las Vegas because they do it every year. I want to go back, but maybe in like 2 or 3 years, because it is a long drive. It is expensive. We both have to take time off work. Husbando's difficult for him to take time off, and it kind of takes a lot out of us. We're not really people that can do that kind of stuff too frequently. But I want to go in like a next couple years. So hopefully we'll be able to stay longer. Philip, thank you for the $20. Did you get a chance to meet Gary Berman and Adam Malin of Creation? I don't know who they are. FYI, there's another 60th anniversary Creation Con in Philly this November. Oh, I didn't know about that. You heard husbando is Londo? Yeah, I'm one of Londo's many wives. Start saving now and making a campaign. I don't like asking people for money. Always take vitamins and emergency before the petri dish that is a con. Adam and Gary founded Creation. And when you say creation, what is that? What is that? Anyways, any questions about the convention or anything at all? Hi to Finky. Next year is the TNG 40th anniversary. Oh, nice. But yeah, once again, I didn't see any spoilers, guys. I got so many people saying, you're gonna get spoiled, you're gonna get spoiled. So much is gonna get spoiled for you. Nope. Are you feeling much better or still sick? Well, like I said, we're both still recovering. So yeah, we're still feeling sick, both of us. Did I buy a Tribble at the convention? I didn't, but I did see they were selling Tribbles. But I didn't buy a Tribble. It was already a really costly trip. Read any good science fiction books lately? I have to do my book update. I haven't watched a Star Trek episode in a long time because first we were getting ready for the convention, and then since we've gone back, we've been sick, and I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule, so I haven't watched anything in like 3 weeks or something. But I do have to update you guys about I finished Dune, God Emperor of Dune. So that is what I've read recently, and it was really great. I really, really enjoyed it. And I'll tell you guys a little bit more about it then. And then I have another book that I guess I guess it's right here. So I read this, and I finished it in like a very short amount of time because I took it with me to the convention. So I was reading it on the car ride there, I was reading it in the hotel, and I was reading it on the car ride back. And I read The Women. This was recommended to me by Husbando's uncle. And I think somebody in my YouTube comments also recommended it. And this. I was crying the whole damn way. And I recommend this book. This book was really great. It's about the women. It's based on true facts, but it is fiction. But it's based on true facts, true events. It's the women that were nurses and served in High Defiant Fish and served in the military during the Vietnam War. And this was so, oh my God. This was so sad. This was so, I was crying the whole car ride, the whole time. It was sad because it's based on true events. I didn't know. And a lot of you guys probably know because you lived through it. But the soldiers and all the people that were in the Vietnam War I guess, according to this, when they came back, they weren't really treated as heroes because there was so much contention about the Vietnam War and whether it was right or wrong, and people were just really mean to the people that came back from the war. Vietnam, you doubt many of us are that old? Well, I mean, I think so. Because I remember I got a lot of comments. I've gotten a lot of comments about, well, in the Vietnam War, and blah, blah, blah. Raven said, I had a cousin who served in Vietnam. He had terrible nightmares when he returned. Yeah, the nightmares, but then they were also treated like criminals. And they didn't have like, and then the women especially, because the main character of this book, she was having a lot of nightmares and PTSD because even though she wasn't like a soldier, she saw battle, she saw the wounded, there were bombs like around her, she was in the thick of it, her helicopter was like shot out by the enemy and things like that, and she came back trying to get help, and people, or when she would try to like march with the protesters and stuff, or just be involved in any way, or just talking about it, people would be like, there were no women in Vietnam, like you weren't, like that's crazy, you say you were there, like there were no women there. And anyways, made me so mad to read, so mad. So mad. There was a common phrase back then, people called returning soldiers baby killers. Yeah, this book went into some of that stuff too. It was just really bad. Okay. What else? More questions. I won't be on for much longer because I'm still feeling sick. Chromabosha, I'm that old. Had a draft card, but avoided Vietnam. My older brother was in country and was wounded twice, but never the same. Yeah, see? PTSD was not taken seriously enough then? Right. And when she tried to go to these meetings, and like where they would talk about their experience and stuff, they turned her away. They didn't take her seriously. And it's sad that happened. Had I been to Vegas before? Nope, it was my first time, and I didn't really even get to experience it. Do you normally watch multiple episodes during a YouTube work day and then leave another day for production? What's your workflow like? I'm trying to reevaluate my workflow, because what I was doing for a while was, okay, the typical day for me would be I would either go to my day job and then come home and do my gaming stream. And then after the gaming stream, I would eat dinner, and then I would watch an episode of something and then go to bed. Or if I didn't work that day, I would do editing and then do my live stream and then have dinner and then watch an episode of something. And I was doing really well because I was watching like 4 or 5 nights a week. I would watch an episode of Star Trek or Babylon 5 or whatever. So I was able to get pretty well ahead, especially on Babylon 5. But my sleep was really struggling because while I was getting a lot recorded, I have these lights on whenever I have my camera on, and it was really hard for me to wind down to go to bed after watching something, and then I would have to wake up at like 4:30 in the morning the next day if I had to go to work the next day. And so I was running on like 4.5 to 5.5 hours of sleep every night. So I think I need to change that, but that's what I was doing for a while. And it was working out really well, except for the fact that I was not getting sleep. So that was really bad. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do now. I might take a day where I just watch a bunch of stuff. Like spend all day just watching whatever I can. Or just like instead of watching an episode before my live stream, or after, then I watch it before. But I'm not really sure. But I don't watch things back to back. But I might start doing that again or soon because I need to fix something. I need to be getting more sleep. You think we'd all be Raven says, I think we'd all be okay with less content if it means you feel better and are energized. Yeah, but would you really though? People already tell me I'm way too slow. Bunny Tales, I believe you've seen First Blood already. Do you have a reaction to it on YouTube? If you ever wonder if I have a reaction to something on YouTube, the first thing to do would be to search for it. But no, I don't have a reaction to that one. I did watch it, but I don't have a reaction to it. Slim, you haven't slept more than 4.5 hours per night for 25 years? I don't think that's good for us. I don't think that's good for us. The only reason you're behind other YouTubers is you added in Star Trek Continues. I mean, they started before me too. And I don't give a fuck. I wanted to watch Star Trek Continues, so that's what I did. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. But I know other reactors, they post more frequently than me, but that's them. And that works out with their schedule. But doesn't work out with mine. I just enjoy your Saturday TNG uploads. It's become my weekend routine. I count the days until Saturday hits. Lots of them, it's their job. Yeah, I don't do this full time, and I think a lot of people think that I do do it full time, but I don't. Excuse me. This cough just won't go away. It really won't go away. And also, like, they have other people to do their editing for them, I think, as well. And I do almost all my editing on my own, and that's the time-consuming part. That's the really time-consuming part. Is the editing. I have some help now, but it's just one person, and they have their job too. But they've been helping me out. Clamp has been helping me out with some of the movies and some of the Babylon 5 videos. So that's helped. The Bishi, thank you for the $50. Please do take care of yourself. Everyone appreciates you no matter how much or little you put out there, sending positive vibes. From Vancouver, Canada, rest and enjoy life to the max. Thank you very much, Bishi. Thank you. Hi, Horror Geek. How anyone gets on you when you have 2 channels and stream 5 days a week is beyond me. Well, they don't know about my 2 channels, maybe, and they don't know that I do it full time, and I've been considering starting a 3rd channel, and I'm absolutely crazy. Have you watched Picard season 3, aka TNG season 8? I'm only in season 3 of the Next Generation. So no, no, definitely not. Hi Forever Retro. JP Trekker says watching your weekly reactions brings me back to my college years and seeing a new TNG each week for the first time. Thanks for taking me back to those years. You're welcome. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm going through Star Trek in the order that it aired for the most part. Defiant Fish asks, what movie reaction will you do this month? We're gonna be doing Scarface. Hi, the God. Sorry guys. Sorry. I'm sick. Sorry. Hi, the TNF podcast. Just found your channel. Love your TOS movie reactions. Thank you. Thank you. James Evans watched Babylon 5 back in 1993 as a 31-year-old, so all I will type here is that you will be very surprised with the characters as you continue watching the 5 seasons. I really need to get back into that. I really need to get back into that. I feel like Babylon 5 is definitely something that I do not want to be spoiled on. And it's so intriguing. And I do love the characters. Scarface is really good. Yeah, the Goodfellas was a lot of fun. That was crazy. That reaction is going up tomorrow. And the editor that I have working for me, helping me out now, is working on the Excalibur reaction as well. But he's struggling with the copyright, which is, yep. It's a thing, but Excalibur was really, really fun too. Hopefully he gets that sorted. Why did you stream Wednesday and Thursday and Friday if you were sick? Well, because I didn't want to be off stream for too long. So that's why I did some short little streams. I already took off 4 days of my stream. Sky Reaver, thank you for the 5 pounds. Just found your channel, going through your TOS reactions. Used to watch it with my dad, loving your reactions. Yay! Thank you, Sky Reaver. Real Rejects use editing service called Prapor. I think maybe you can use them to help save time. It's really hard to find editors that I like. I've worked with different editors before, and it's really hard to find somebody that I feel like they actually like. You gotta get the important stuff in the edit, right? You gotta get the context. You have to really, I feel like you have to really pay attention to put the right stuff in there. And I know I don't always get all the good stuff in the edits, and people definitely let me know, you left out the best line in the movie or the show, or this character's best line, how could you? But can't put everything in there. But I have hired people to edit movie reactions for me, and I have paid them for their work, but I was unable to use the work because I just watched it and I thought, this is bad. I can't use this. They've left out like so much. It's like they don't even pay attention to the movie or the show. They don't even pay attention. Like, they don't care. I don't know. Maybe I'm just picky. But I really like Clamp's work. I think he does really well. So like, as an example, and these are just people that I found on Fiverr, and they have like, you know, I went for the cheaper priced ones, which might be part of my problem. But for my reaction to the movie, this was a long time ago. My reaction to the movie of Pacific Rim, there was a scene where something happens, a character gets like grabbed by a monster, eaten or something. I don't remember what it was exactly. But I was when he edited the video, he put my reaction to it of like, you know, oh my God. It was like kind of a shocking moment, right? But he didn't put the thing that I was reacting to. So I was like, I just edited it myself. I just went back and I spent the, you know, 8 hours to edit it myself after paying somebody money to do it for me. So that's why I've struggled to find editors and to trust people to edit my work, because it's very important for me. Very important for me that it's decent. So I wasted my money. Yeah, I've paid a couple times where I didn't use the reaction. But it is what it is. Bill, can you imagine if, like, Bill, if somebody edited the Serenity reaction but didn't get that scene right, like didn't even include it or whatever? Come on now. That's ridiculous editing. Well, like these people, I feel like they don't necessarily, sometimes they've never seen the movie or the stuff that that you're reacting to. You know, it's not like a prerequisite that they're familiar with the content. Feel like you have to know the show and the fan base. Yeah. You got to know the movie if you're editing your reaction to it. Right. So either they have to really like watch as they're editing so that they can at least know what's going on in the scene, or they should have seen it before. But yeah. That's why I like to edit my own stuff, even though I like editing, but I don't like to spend all my free time editing, but that's just my life, you know? If I need an editor for Star Trek Deep Space Nine, you've been a video editor for over 20 years, but have you done reaction video edits? Specifically, because I feel like those are their own monster. Mark, thank you for the $5. Thank you. I don't have free time. I don't. TC's, I hate to edit. That's why I try to do all my vids in one take, but most of them are less than 5 minutes though. But you have to edit stuff like a noise or a cough. Yeah, I can't do stuff in one take. So it's always a lot of editing for me. Your mom doesn't understand the concept of reaction videos, Michael B. Yeah, some people don't. Whoa, DD Severin. Thank you for the $100. Says, hello, Bunny. I totally appreciate all your hard work. Oh my god. I can see the love and caring you take in your reactions on Star Trek. You are amazing. See, $100, that could be like more than half of payment for someone to edit one of my movies reactions, but I need to find like the right person to do it. Thank you, DD Severin. William, thank you for the $10. Great live chat. Thank you. Hi, Fire God. You put in a good word for me on the Reactors trivia video ran by Kat. I don't know what that is. Have a good night, Raven. Hi, Chris. Love your reactions to Star Trek shows. I hope you watch the new shows like Discovery, Starfleet Academy, etc. They're all great, especially Discovery as it's your favorite of the newer shows. Starfleet Academy? I heard that was a steaming pile of dog shit. But I basically whatever you guys want me to watch, I'll watch. Whenever you guys say, "Hey, you're done with Star Trek, you don't need to watch anymore," then that's when I'll probably stop. Hi, Piloto. Reaction videos are popular for the same reason people like to watch a movie together. Yeah, that's basically it. Like, if you've ever recommended a show to a friend or like invited somebody to come over to watch a movie, and aren't you like looking to see like how they're reacting, what their face looks like during like certain parts, you know? That's basically the same idea. It's essentially watching something with someone. Yeah. Don't watch a steaming pile of dog shit. Have you ever seen Battlestar Galactica? Nope. Nope. Did a movie win the poll? Wait, what poll? Strange New Worlds is excellent. I've heard good things about Strange New Worlds. I'm probably gonna end up watching all of it. All of Star Trek, to be honest. I don't know about Starfleet Academy though. Is it really that bad? Skip season 1 and 2 of Star Trek Picard. People have been saying that. And I feel like if I'm gonna watch something, I'm gonna watch it all. Thomas, thank you for the $10. Always appreciate these extra streams. Thank you. Sam asks, are you planning on watching Avatar The Last Airbender live action? Actually, I'm watching it with my husband. We're in season 2 right now. He wanted to watch it, so I'm not recording reactions to it, obviously. You'd recommend the original Battlestar Galactica? If I ever were to get into Battlestar Galactica, I would probably do the original because it's not very long, and then the new one. Probably do it all. I am enjoying the live action Avatar. I like Sokka in there. He's my favorite. Just like in the animated, Sokka's the best. I think Sokka Sponda was getting kind of mad today, the episode we were watching, he's like, is Sokka the main character of this or what? They keep giving him all the screen time. But I mean, Sokka's great, so I don't mind it. You're thinking about doing a reaction channel with a buddy of yours. You've known him for 50 years. You're just not sure what you're going to be reacting to. Well, that's the question, huh? Hi, Frank. Well, I'm out of water too. Harry, thank you for the $10. I highly recommend Children of Men. The long one shots are amazing, a true masterpiece. What is that? Is that a movie? Children of Men? Up to code Danny, thank you for the $10. Hello, Captain. I saw Star Trek the Motion Picture in grade 11. It was the talk of the lunchroom. Dang. The only thing I remember being the talk of the lunchroom when I was a kid was the movie Titanic. Everybody loved Titanic back when it came out. It's a movie? Okay, Children of Men. I could make a little note of it in my little notey notes. The problem is my short list of notes is becoming very long. Okay. Titanic was huge. Yeah, it was. Well, guys didn't love Titanic? Yeah, they did. My dad saw it in theaters like 2 or 3 times. I'm not old enough for Titanic. When did it come out? 96? When did Titanic come out? I remember when it came out. 97? I haven't seen any Twilight Zone. Yeah, I would have been 11 when Titanic came out. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Everyone's saying Enemy Mine? I haven't seen Farscape. Nope. Hi, Bruce. Deep Space Nine is great. Have I seen Troy 2004? Liked your previous outro music. What happened to it? A copyright. So I stopped using it. Am I ever gonna watch the Creed films? I don't know if that many people would be really interested in seeing me watch Creed. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know about that. X-Files is also good. Oh, hi, Creepypasta Poet. X-Files? Yeah, if I could have picked the show to watch, it ended up being Babylon 5, which I'm not upset about. It's great. But if it were my choice, it would have been the X-Files. Because that, personally, that's what I really wanted to to watch because kind of like the Next Generation, I kind of remembered that I watched it when I was a kid, and my dad would watch Star Trek The Next Generation, so it'll always be on. And The X-Files is another one that he really liked, and I loved watching it with him. I don't remember a lot of specifics, but I remember I really, really loved The X-Files. So if I could have picked, I would have picked The X-Files. Because I don't really remember it, but I wanna watch it all the way through. Am I gonna do more Planet of the Apes? Actually, I really need to get back into, I'm gonna probably end this live stream and then do a reaction to something, anything. But I have watched 2 episodes of the Planet of the Apes TV show from the 70s. But I don't think I'm going to edit those for YouTube because I just don't have time. Probably maybe the first episode. And then just have the rest be on Patreon. But I like the first 2 episodes so far. I thought she likes Babylon. Yeah, I do. When did I say I didn't? I love Babylon 5. You think my Babylon 5 reactions are better than my hypothetical X-Files reactions? You can do the 87 seasons of Doctor Who in your free time. God damn. God damn. Another poster said. Well, people say a lot of things about me that aren't true all the time. So don't listen to anything that anyone else says about me. Just listen to what I say. People speak for me all the time, and they're like, oh, Bunny, this, and that. She doesn't like this. She likes that, or whatever. Or she said this and that. And I'm like, I didn't say that. What are you talking? Who are you? What do you mean? I mean, if you want to know if I'm enjoying Babylon 5, then just go to my Babylon 5 videos, and you can clearly see that I am super invested. I have not heard about this Sylvester Stallone backstory movie. Defiant Fish, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. The Last of the Mohicans? What about it? Do I like Star Trek or Star Wars? I like them both. Hi, JWB. Watch Last of the Mohicans? Maybe someday. Hi, James. How am I feeling? Ugh. Better. Better than I did a few days ago. But still not great. My voice sounds horrible. It's all scratchy. Don't get into sci-fi wars. Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine are both great. Yeah, I am already. I have never even seen a second of Deep Space Nine, and I'm already dreading the comparisons that I've already been seeing about that and Babylon 5 and which one like stole the idea from the other one, and I don't care about that, and I don't care to compare, and I just want to watch each of them and enjoy them, and yeah. I don't really care about getting into all that other stuff. One of the Apes TV scripts you posted was autographed by Ron Harper. Wow. What was my first Star Trek movie I've seen in theaters? I've never seen a Star Trek movie in theaters. I don't think. Ways to start a fight. Susan Ivanova docks with the Millennium Falcon and says, "Beam me up, Scotty." Upset. Oh, the movie Obsession? I heard that's good. Chris, thank you for the $10. Ever look into the Star Trek Experience exhibit that was in Vegas? Had rides where you are chased by Borg and step onto the Enterprise. Quark's bar for drinks. Look it up. It was amazing. No. We didn't get to see that. I feel like we would have saw that if we got to stay, but we had to leave. Have I seen Your Name? Yes, I have. It's one of my favorites. You saw almost all the Trek movies in theater? I'm jealous. Very jealous. Don't worry about the Babylon 5 Deep Space Nine arguments, that's long past. As Delenn said in Legacies, which you just saw, it's been my experience that discussions of old battles only interest historians. Yeah, arguments never pass on the internet. They go on forever. That's what I've learned. Hi, Popper. Thank you. Green Jeep says, I may be laughed at, but I thought Close Encounters of the Third Kind was a sequel and was wondering what happened to part 1 and 2. I know I saw that when I was a kid, or at least part of it, but I don't remember. I just remember the very end where they're playing the musical notes and the lights and stuff. That's one I need to do for the channel. Alright, any other questions about the convention or anything else? Any other quick questions? I'm about to head out. I gotta rest my voice, I think. Do I think I'll be back to normal tomorrow? Probably not. Probably will still be feeling sick tomorrow. I gotta go back to work though. Hi, Jim Henry. Check out the Orville when I get a chance. Probably won't get a chance for a while. Am I a guest star at the convention? I was on one of the panels at the convention. Would I go to another convention? Hell yeah, I would. Hell yeah, I would. Am I going to the Lucas Museum? I don't know what or where that is. Did I make a video? I didn't make a video. I didn't take any video of the convention because we were gonna do that on Saturday, but we ended up leaving. Yep, I'm gonna be watching the Next Generation movies for sure. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm gonna head out, guys. The convention was great. Just really sad that it was so short, but I loved meeting everybody that I got to meet, and I hope to go to another one, and I hope to be able to meet more people. And whenever we get back out there to Star Trek Las Vegas again. And I will see you guys well tomorrow there'll be a my Goodfellas reaction, so check that out if you guys can. But you know, I'll always be posting Star Trek every Saturday. And what's the next Star Trek episode that's going up on Saturday? The Price. A fan favorite. The Price. Apparently not a fan favorite. But I enjoyed it. For what it was. All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye bye. See you around.